So the Manchester Museum has one of the biggest Egyptology collections in Britain, and a lot of that material comes from an archaeologist, William Matthew Flinders Petrie. In the museum in Manchester we have a really excellent collection of pharaonic antiquities, but here we have some post-pharaonic antiquities. Francis, can you tell me what I'm looking at, these marvellous embroideries first of all?
Yes, they are very unusual, being embroideries from the Roman period. So they date to the late 4th century, and they represent seasons. So this one is winter, wearing a cloak, and this one is autumn with the fruit in the. She's holding a fruit. Now the question is whether it's male or female. Even though she's got earrings on, things like that, but I don't know whether you have any views on it.
She looked like a lady to me.
Yeah, with the coloured cheeks and so forth. Yes. Anyway, these would have been applied to a much larger textile. They were just decorative features sewn to the corners, but they are extremely rare, and as you can see, they are very beautifully worked. Which shows you how skilled they were. Because mostly they were doing tapestry weaving. That's what's so special about them. These are embroideries.
So these were donated by a German emigre, I believe, called Max Robineau. Now he donated hundreds of pharaonic antiquities to the Manchester Museum, and he was friends, we believe, with Flinders Petrie. Now Flinders Petrie seems to have had a special place in his heart for Manchester, I think. Do you think that explains why you have such a fantastic collection from Petrie's excavations?
Well, I think he had lots of supporters for his excavations living around Manchester, because of course it was a very prosperous place in many respects, and he needed financial support to carry out his excavations. So I think that may have influenced him.
Certainly foreign scholars often comment on the high quality of material in Manchester, in both the Whitworth and the Manchester Museum. And I think, personally, a great deal of that is because Petrie himself, as you said, had a lot of connections in Manchester, and he himself acted as a middleman, a purchaser for private collectors. What are these, Francis?
Well, these are a tapestry woven panels that were woven within a much larger linen hanging of some sort, perhaps for a bed or for a curtain or something like that. But they're very interesting, the sort of geometric patterns that they were able to execute, which again shows the great skill of the weavers of that period.
And
4th century.
4th century again.
Yeah.
And how were they coloured?
Well, this is, it's just the wool that's coloured and been dyed, and it's a sort of imitation purple, because purple was a very expensive colour to obtain. So they've blended together blue and red to get this purple, dark purple colour.
And I know we don't know the precise archaeological provenance of these, where they came from in Egypt, but we assume these are from tombs, ultimately. Is that correct?
Yes, I think they are, partly because of the good condition that they're in. Though, of course, the rest of the cloth may have been quite stained. The actual decorative areas have been cut off and collected because they're attractive. But the interesting thing about Petrie is that he didn't necessarily just cut things up like some collectors did. We have whole garments that he acquired, so there are other aspects to the collection here.